I think now the rules are more stricter. The pharmacy here is not at all same. All the 2 years that I studied, I was doing a part-time job. I was learning how the pharmacy works here. Pharmacy assistance itself has a code, like a knock code, that helps you in your PR process.
Hi everyone, welcome back to MCH channel where we bring real conversation and real stories. I am Disha, founder of MCH, and today's episode is really interesting for someone who is wondering how to get started in the healthcare field, especially in the pharmacy background. So let's welcome our guest Srushti, who is currently working as a pharmacy technician but who recently appeared for the toughest exam, PBC, of the pharmacy world. So over to you, Srushti. So, introducing you, Srushti, let's start with your journey about what you did in India. How did you start up in the pharmacy field, and what led you to where you are currently in Canada?
So, first of all, my background is I have graduated from pharmacy in 2021. And then in September 2021, I came here. I studied pharmacy technician in Georgian College in Barrie. That was 2 years long. My thing to be in the pharmacy field was I like helping people directly. So pharmacy is something that connects patient care and science. So that was something that led me to this field. And right now, currently, I am working as a registered pharmacy technician. And as and long we go in the video, I'll share how I reached here and what all steps needs to be taken to grow in the pharmacy field.
Thanks for sharing that. I'm sure when you came to Canada, there were like tough steps in between that you had to take. I want to know, like, what was your journey? Like, did you start with getting the pharmacy job from beginning, or how did you start your journey in Canada?
So when I came here, the first thing I did was to apply for part-time positions. With God's blessing, I landed into my first part-time job in the field. Like I landed as a pharmacy assistant part-time job. So whoever is trying to apply and they are looking for something as a start, some pharmacies offer volunteer roles. So that would be a good start. It will give a good thing to write in your resume and they will have exposure. So this will help lead them better opportunities in future with maybe better companies and better stores. So that's how I started. And in a couple of years, when I graduated my program, I moved to full-time pharmacy assistant role and I then started preparing for my licensing exams. So all the 2 years that I studied, I was doing a part-time job and I took baby steps and I was learning how the pharmacy works here. So it was a good start.
Amazing. And for me, especially, I don't know about our viewers if they know, but I want to know what a pharmacy assistant does in Canada. Like, what is the roles and responsibilities included when you are pharmacy assistant in Canada?
So the pharmacy here is not at all same for how it was for me back home. Here it's more about processing a prescription and billing the prescriptions to third party insurance companies. So I'll tell you the basic workflow. When someone brings a prescription to the pharmacy, there are different softwares a pharmacy uses to enter that prescription. It then gets verified and checked for its accuracy, its therapeuticness, if the dosage is appropriate for like according to the age of the patient, all those things, and then it's filled and a pharmacy technician basically verifies the technical accuracy of the prescription and it's then dispensed to the patient with proper counseling by a pharmacist. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, it's customer faced, so it's like a frontline job. It's very tiring by the end of the day, but it will give you a sense of satisfaction for what you do for the society.
So you mentioned that there are different softwares that you have to work on as a pharmacy assistant as well as a pharmacy technician. So for our viewers who wants to get into like their first pharmacy assistant job, what were some of the softwares that you would recommend them to know and where they can learn those from if they don't have a job yet?
So the three most common software used in pharmacy here are Kroll, HealthWatch, and Nexus. These are used by some chain and franchise companies. So YouTube has very good resources which teach you these software from the very basics. It will teach you how to process a prescription, how to manage the inventory, and basically all the steps that are required for you to help in the workflow. So YouTube is a good resource to get some free online videos to start from the basics.
So, viewers, I don't know if you know this, but PBC exam is the toughest exam in Canada for a pharmacy technician to become a pharmacist, a registered pharmacist in Canada. Srishti here just appeared for her PBC exam. So, I want to know what your experience was like and any insights or advice that you want to give to our viewers today who are nervous about giving that exam for their career. So, over to you.
So when I started as a pharmacy assistant, I then graduated from my course for the pharmacy technician from the college, and I gave my exams and then got registered for pharmacy technician. Even not without the technician, if you have graduate degree like a bachelor's degree in pharmacy, I think now the rules are more stricter. Now you need a master's degree in particular courses, then you are eligible to at least apply for that pharmacist exam. So the first step is to apply for document evaluation. So the PBC board here gets all your credentials and degrees and transcripts from your home country where you have done your bachelor's. Once you pass that, you get like the ECA report, and once you get that, you are then eligible to give the evaluating exam. After you do the document evaluation, you have 5 years to appear or to clear the evaluating exam. After you clear the evaluating exam, then you have two qualifying exams. It's MCQ and there is a practical exam called OSCE. And after that, you have to give an exam that is provincial, like for the laws, like how every province has different exams and different laws for how a pharmacy works. So in Ontario, it's like the jurisprudence exam, you have to give that. And after that, there is a step for like practical training. So once you do that practical training, it's between 4 to 6 weeks, then you can become a registered pharmacist. So these are all the steps. It's as long as I took the time to say all the steps, it's very difficult to prepare for the exam also, because it's not like you study, you have the knowledge and information and you can write. It's more application based. So they give you like a whole scenario, like a customer who will actually come to your pharmacy might have multiple conditions, symptoms and all those things, age and everything. And based on that, you have to select from all the right answers, you have to select the best answer, and that's how the exam is.
Oh, damn. That sounds like a long process and a lot of determination. But this is a question I have got from a lot of people who wants to get started in this healthcare field, and that is they know that being working as a pharmacy assistant can help with the PR. Is that correct? And how does anyone who doesn't have a pharmacy background can get a job as a pharmacy assistant that can help with their PR?
So yes, definitely. Pharmacy assistance itself has a code, like a knock code, that helps you in your PR process. And the second question, it's not necessary to belong to a healthcare background or to have studied pharmacy to get a pharmacy assistant role. You need those soft skills like customer service, your time management, accuracy, all those things. And you have to be very patient for when you are applying, because on a very bottom line, pharmacy software needs to be learned. So if you try to get into like a busy pharmacy that has a high script count, they might not have the time to teach you or train you. So my advice would be to like go around in a local pharmacy, even if it's not like a brand, there are many independent pharmacies. Go around those pharmacies and try to do some volunteer shifts, like even once a week is helpful. helpful. When you have those like resources from YouTube or any other platform, you already have the basics. You just then have to apply that to the pharmacy, actual pharmacy. And even if this is not the case, there are some colleges who provide pharmacy assistant courses which are like 6 to 8 months long, and they'll teach you all the necessary things that a pharmacy assistant requires to land a job. So those are some things that you could work around and get yourself into this role.
I think viewers, this is good news for you if you are on your PR journey and if you are thinking about getting into the healthcare field, working as a pharmacy assistant. Now coming to you, Srishti, I want to give you that opportunity for our viewers because I think this has been a very insightful conversation. So what would be that one takeaway message for our viewers who are planning about their transition or who just are in that field and want to appear for the PBC or any qualifying exam that you mentioned? Anything that you think would be helpful for our viewers today?
So discipline, the first thing. Some days you'll feel that it's not, you are starting from a whole big zero, and only some days you will find that you are making some progress. But the only thing that matters is to do it every day. Like even if it's studying, so studying every day, applying for that volunteer role every day. Discipline is the one thing that you need for getting into this. The second thing would be patience, not to give up, and working very hard. And because you have to balance your studies, you have to balance your job, you have to have like that quality time, you have to spend that quality time with your family, and in between all this there is life happening around. So this is where you have to manage your time, make a timetable and stick to that.
So, viewers, I think you got your call to action on being disciplined, having to manage time, and the insights that Srishti gave. I think that will have you get started for your journey in healthcare. Now, Srishti, I want to know that every journey has the people who are working behind the scenes, supporting you and helping you silently to lead you to the point where you are today. So, I want to know who are those people in your life to have you throughout this journey.
So first of all, for any child who comes here, there are brave parents behind who get them here and who support them to reach somewhere. That support and faith is still constant because I still have to reach somewhere. Another thing is my husband, because he is being the quiet support behind all those long study nights, my deadlines, my breakdowns. So he's the one. Then I have my siblings who have supported me and who cheered me to do what I wanted, because those are the people. Your siblings are your combination of your parents who will support you, your friends who will cheer you up when you are low. So I had my two siblings along this journey. Then I want to mention about my mentor. I'm not going to name her. She was my support behind every small step I have taken towards my growth in this career, and who gave me guidance in each and every step. Then I have my one friend who came here with me. We did bachelor's together, and then we came here for the same course and we studied for the exams. We are still studying for the upcoming exams. We are in this together. And lastly, I'm very grateful to God who has given me all the opportunities and who has given me people who encouraged me to grab those opportunities. So yeah, these are all the people and my support system because of whom I am here sitting with you and trying to help more people who are in this journey.
Wow, Srishti, thank you so much for mentioning and giving shout outs to everyone, because I know for a fact that when anyone who comes to Canada from different countries, they are leaving a lot behind and they need that support to get started in any field. So thanks for sharing everything. And coming to you, viewers, I hope you got a lot of information and insights from today's episode about how to get started in the healthcare field, how to start your journey and get your job as a pharmacy assistant in Canada, which can help you with your PR application. Because I'm sure a lot of you want to get that PR under the health core, healthcare occupation tier, because it's easier and the CRS score is low. So I hope you got all that information from today's episode. Another thing I want to mention is we are going to bring more and more people from different backgrounds onto our channel to share their journeys, share their insights, and share their takeaway messages that could be helpful for you as a viewer to get started in any field. So I want you to stay connected with us on YouTube and social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, where we will be posting every day on different topics that are helpful for you. So subscribe if you are not done already, and hit that bell icon button so you can stay up to date on all our videos that we will be posting. Another thing is, if you are unsure about how to just get that push, how to just get that started, all you have to do is book a free one-on-one consultation through our website www.millennialscareerhub.ca, and we will get you with a strategy and everything planned, so you don't have to worry and sit there in confusion. So do that right now and stay tuned.